What's going on, everybody? I'm DJ Sixsmith. You're watching The Sit Down. We got very special guests. The one and only E-40 is here with us. Earl Stevens is up, man. How are you?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks so much for joining me. And listen, man, you've had a great music career, but I want to talk to you about what you've done away from music. And we got the Earl Stevens selections here. And you've been doing this wine and spirits thing since 2013. You got all the drinks behind you there. So what's it been like building out this business?
It's been fun, man. Being a drinker and a heavy thinker, being able to develop my own products from start to finish is a wonderful thing. Everybody is loving the juice. They're loving the packaging. They loving the whole movement. This is just, hey, man, I'm living the dream, bro.
That's awesome. What inspired you to get going first?
It kind of like, first of all, I'm a fan of wine, so I started off selling wine online, and I'm arm's reach. Where I'm from is Vallejo, California, so I'm arm's reach of Napa. You know what I'm saying? Wine country. You know what I'm saying? So I started developing my own product. I came in with the Function Red blend, which is what I have right here. The Function Red blend. I'm drinking that now. And
there you go. Very nice.
The Mango Scotto and the Mango Scotto and the Moscato. Those are my three SKUs. And then I went on and started making more. Then I ended up doing RTDs, ready to drink premix cocktail drinks. Started off with Slurricane Hurricane, which is one SKU. Then I ended up doing Yellowbird Slurricane, a Blue Lagoon Slurricane, a Sweet Tea Slurricane, and coming soon Tokyo Tea, and many more. Then it became tequila. Ecuadenta tequila. That's E-40 spelled in Spanish. That's E-40 in Spanish. Ecuadenta. You know what I'm saying? Jalisco, Mexico, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Agave. Top drawer. Ultra premium. The juices. I tell everybody the proof is in the juice, man, and it's amazing. Like damn good, brother. Then cognac. I'm doing an Ecuadenta beer. Cerveza, Mexican style lager. I'm doing that. I have Copper Bell bourbon. I have Earl Stevens Selections sparkling lines. I have watermelon. I have cotton candy. I have mango peach. Of course, I said Mango Scotto. That's one of my top sellers. That's not sparkling, but that's a steal. But that go crazy. I mean, I'll talk your ear off. It's plenty more things.
You got a lot of good stuff going. That's for sure.
Cali Mocho, which is cola flavored mixed with red wine, is delicious. And I know it sounds non-traditional, but I do non-traditional things. But it is traditional in Spain and other places like that. It was 50 years plus old. You know what I'm saying? It's called Cali Mocho. Some spell it with a C, some spell it with a K.
That's really interesting. I know you've been around the world too, whether it's Mexico or France, and really gotten just a good understanding of the whole business. So what's been most surprising as you built the business and, had all these different drinks come in here?
What's been most surprising is the exception. I mean, I know people got a lot of love for me because I'm a good dude, and and they love my accomplishments. And being a recording artist for 33 years, with music on the shelf since 1988. And so I've always been into venture, into all kind of ventures, restaurants like Fat Burger, back in the days. And, also, was developing a wing stop during the reception back in 2008 recession. And so I had to let that go, but now's the time for all this stuff. And I'm into the restaurant business as well. I co-own a Filipino restaurant called the Lumpia Company. We serve Filipino food. Delicious. You guys make sure when you're in Oakland, come through. We also in San Francisco. We also at Oracle Park out there in San Francisco where the Giants play, the best team on the planet. Yeah, right there. And so, I'm also the goon with the spoon. I like cooking too, bro. I'm the goon. I call myself the goon with the spoon. So I have products. I got real products that's gonna be developed, that's in the making, and probably be out in the next 8 weeks. Available online, straight direct to consumer, and available in the retail stores and chain store all over the place like space, man. I'm not playing.
That's really cool, man. Why don't we wind it back? What kind of kid were you? Tell me who a young Earl was growing up in California.
I was a very observing kid. Like I was in my earlier days when I was like, knee high to a fly's eye. I was pretty much one of them dudes that just sit back and watch. I like to be around a lot of older people because you know that's where you soak up the most game. I was a student of the game. I was also a very quiet dude, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of thoughts in my head, you know, and also you know, I was into sports. I love sports. You know, back then, you know, even though I was always a 49er fan, but I also liked it all the other teams. I'm talking about it didn't matter. It was Cowboys, it was the Raiders, and then you know when you get older, you just gotta they tell you to pick a side. So you know, like that. So you know what I mean? It's like you just back then baseball, you know, one of my best players in the Dave Parker played for the Pirates. People like that. Ron said that played for the Dodgers. Like I'm all over. Like I watch baseball and I like baseball. I like football, basketball. You know what I'm saying? I was never a Laker fan, no disrespect to them, but I love Shaq. I love Gary Payton. I love Magic Johnson. I love Kobe. There's so many others greats. You know what I'm saying? I love LeBron, you see? But like I say, it's just like when you're an athlete and in your mind, you're a basketball player or a football player. In my mind, I really could have been in the pros playing baseball because I used to throw heat. I was throwing at least 87 when I was in Little League. Like I know it was like 80 something. You know, that's pretty damn good. You feel me? So
Absolutely.
I had a mean curveball that my granddaddy taught me. You know, Mississippi, Mr. Stevens. He taught me the coldest curveball ever, and I probably still can throw that thing and strike some folks out. But it was it come right at you and just drop like you wouldn't. It was sick. Had them breaking their back trying to swing the bat.
Well, we got to get you back on the mound at some point, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's gonna be comedy, but it's gonna be real.
Well, clearly you're somebody that was observing all these people around you, right? And I'm sure that really benefited you in the music world because, like you said, you've been doing this for over 3 decades. So how does the persona E-40 begin, and how did you first get going with your music career?
I started off, that's another thing. I love music, being around my mom and my dad. You know, my mom, she was into church and everything. So I got a lot of, you know, Christian in me as well because my mom, she's 1 out of 11 kids. You know what I'm saying? Same mama, same daddy. You know, my granddaddy, Reverend Thurman, he was a preacher. So he had all these daughters so talented, didn't take piano lessons or nothing. They know how to play the piano, all kind of instruments, sing their butts off. My daddy coming from Mississippi, Kenton, Mississippi, you understand me? He know how to play the guitar, saxophone, all that stuff. Very talented. He know how to do pretty much anything there is to be done, from carving to painting to everything. And so I got a lot of that in me. And you know, I started off playing band, being in a band in the 4th grade. And once I did that, it was like, okay, boom. Look, man, I'm gonna stay in this because you know back then they didn't have Pro Tools and all that stuff. So I stayed in it to the 12th grade. That's how much I love music. I played the drums. You know, me and many other rappers people don't know of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they know of the rappers, but they don't know what they've done. You know what I'm saying? But so I ended up going to Grambling State University in 1986. And me and Be Legit and my boy Waldo Bensworth III Jr. and Jason out of Maria City, he had the big boom box and all that stuff. And we ended up making a song called Grambling State University. But anyway, make a long story short, a short story long. So I ended up making a school alma mater with them guys, right? With Be Legit, Waldo Bensworth and them. And so then we entered it in the talent show. We won the talent show, right? Instantly start signing autographs, all that stuff, bro. Like instantly, we're signing autographs as soon as we walked out of the center where we did the talent show at. So it was just a lot of love, and so we got back to. I went to school for 1 year, you know, because I started being really successful in my music. You know, put out my album in '88. And I seen traits of it finna happen. It didn't sell a lot because of the first one. We was called MVP. We was just getting, it was our first thing. It was a lot we needed to learn. And so, you know, we changed our name to The Click right then and there. So in 1989, late 88, 89, that's when we came with Left Side, you know, Mr. Flamboyant came out, and then we came with Left Side and came with Down and Dirty. And it just didn't stop. You know, we was doing EPs, we was doing albums, and it didn't stop. So I've been putting music on the shelves since 1988.
It's incredible. I mean, it really takes a specific amount of skill to get that done. And listen, man, you've interacted with a lot of great people in music, but can we get some Tupac stories here? Can we get some favorite memories of him?
Everybody almost asked me that, but I'm gonna be recycling it because I say the same thing over and over. In so little time, he did so much in so little time. He died at 25 years old. God rest his soul. And he did so much. And we had so much more to do if he was still living. He'd be right here. I think he'd be 50 right now, 51 or 50. I think his birthday just passed in June, so he would have been like 50, I believe. And so that would have been amazing. I think Pac would still be relevant. Everything, him and Biggie. I really feel that way. And but basically, shoot, I mean, I tell the Jack the Rapper story. A lot of people don't know about Jack the Rapper.
Let's hear about him.
Jack the Rapper is like what South by Southwest is, but it was in Atlanta. It was in a big old hotel. It was in the 90s. We all had Carl Kanai. I had Carl Kanai. We had some relatives that stayed at my mom's house. And I don't know how them pictures disappeared. You know what I'm saying? But I have pictures with me, Pac, Tretch, the Click, Be Legit, D-Shot. All of us had Carl Kanai, everything. It was the Carl Kanais and cross color days. You know what I'm saying? And so, it was just like just good times. We sat up, we connected and went upstairs. We had just got in. He said, man, let's go get something to eat. So we went upstairs to go eat. And we kind of was just eating like appetizers, and he ordered some Dom Perignon, like 2 bottles, right? You know me, I ordered some wine and whatnot, and that's wine too, but it's sparkling. But anyway, so then we just sitting there chopping it up, and him and Tretch talking about how they had their how their cases is going. How your case going, man? It's doing cool. How your case going? Because they was always fighting cases, right? But this is more or less like one of them situations where then it was time for him to perform, and I think they had a little confrontation with back then it was Death Row, and was it Death Row? No, it wasn't even Death Row. It was somebody they had some problems with, but he went.
They're always beefing at that point, right? There was always people going back and forth.
Yeah, but it was like they performed on stage and did his thing. It really wasn't too much more. The highlight of that thing was that the boy Tretch from, you know what I'm talking about? Naughty by right?
Yeah, I know a little bit about it, yeah.
Yeah, he a fool. He would, this is, I don't know if you want me telling this, but I'm gonna tell it anyway, because it was the early 90s, it was like 94 or something like that, 93 or something, like maybe 93, I believe. So anyway, we upstairs, and they finna go downstairs, just for, and we couldn't have guns in there, you know what I'm saying? So he picked up a butter knife and slid it under his jacket. That was his weapon, a butter knife. He was, hey, he just slid it under. He just butter knife, slid it under his jacket, and it was like, yeah, this, just in case, I say this boy a fool. So that's a classic. I switched that to that. So you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. You've seen a little bit of everything, which is cool. And I think, go ahead.
I seen it all, man. I done seen it all in my days, man. I done weathered the storm. I done been through every generation of hip hop. I done seen everything. It's so much that I know, that it's so many things that the artists before the new artists, they did it already, and along with me. It's just they wasn't documenting history like that back then. It was all textbook. It was books. It wasn't you didn't have internet to save all the data and all this stuff and all the great memories and stuff like that. We couldn't just pull out a phone and start recording, anywhere. I mean, I wish we could have. I wish they would have. I wish we had phones when I was on Magazine Street in the 80s. We was tycooning, young tycoon. You know what I'm talking about? It's just, moving around in the V and all through the Bay Area. Saying I had Mossy. You feel me? So anyway, I'll let you finish talking. I'll talk your ear off, man.
No, you're good, man. I love all the stories. I want to hit a couple songs in the 2000s. You and Dat was a great one for you. Snap Your Fingers. What do you remember about those two jams?
I remember Snap Your Fingers. I told you and that story before, but I remember Snap Your Fingers We made that a little bit before. We made that before Tell Me When to Go, me and Lil Jon. We got to get it on the keyboard. Killed it, right? I say, yeah, this is from, because this is during my session for my album, right? He would TVT Records or TVT back then. I think it was called TVT. And so he was like, I say, dude. He say, this, I'm gonna say this one for me right here. This is gonna be for me. No, it ain't. It's from me. This is for my session. You know what I'm saying? We put Sean Paul on there, you know, from Atlanta. And it was like, it was jamming. And so we put that out. It never, if you ever notice, it never went to any album really. It never went on my album. If it would have went on to Ghetto Report Card may have been the greatest album of all time, because it's already one of them ones. It's just looked over. It was so many slaps on Ghetto Report Card. If anybody go back and listen to that shit, they're gonna be like, man, this shit was amazing. I always said it was my In a Major Way of the 2000s, you know, on a whole nother different scale. It changed the West Coast way of, you know, their energy. You know, it had everybody just going. And, you know, what's so cool about it, you know, you would think Tell Me When to Go was the one, but it wasn't for that album. It was You and That Booty. That thing went well, so way more units than Tell Me When to Go. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's interesting how that happens.
That was not hyphy. It wasn't. But they used to go dumb to it. It didn't say nothing about nothing that related to the hyphy movement in that song. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's really fascinating to think about all that stuff. It's also great to think about all of the awesome San Francisco sports teams that have been doing well these past couple of years. You've seen Warriors championships. You saw the 49ers go to the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Giants have been good. I mean, what are some of your favorite San Fran sports memories when you think about it?
You know what it is. You know what the main one is. When I was behind home plate in 2014, when I was highest giraffe crevice. You know what I'm saying? What I meant by high is not smoking high or any part of drugs, but high because I was right behind home plate. Right behind home plate, it's food, it's beverage, it's everything, it's all the alcohol you want to drink. So I'm on hella vodka and cranberry juice, like just nonstop. And I'm getting doubles and triples. And I'm like sitting them right there behind home plate, behind the fence, like that. And I'm just toasted. So the ball came at me. You know what I'm saying? You can look it up on the internet. It went viral. It's classic. It's comedy. And and the ball already had everybody else buzzed. They were like, like that, right? I'm like this.
Just chilling.
And when I did it, I like I was catching the ball and I did it hella seconds late. My reaction was hella slow, like, and the ball had already hit it's comedy. So anyway, that was my highlight. And then just talking big Bronco to my man, Travis O'Gwen, the CEO and founder of Strange Music, and my man Tech Nine, them, we all together, you know, they invited me out. And that was really like the beginning of me being front row 40. Because from there, you know, I had people, you know, you can't buy that kind of, you know, promotion. You know what I'm saying? Because it was worldwide, it was national TV. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I better start hitting all the sporting events and making sure that I'm, you know, prime time seats. I need to be courtside at the games. I need to be on the 50-yard line. When it's football, I need to be courtside at the basketball games. I need to be right behind the glass when I'm at hockey games. You understand me? I need to be.
See, yeah, nobody's thinking about the marketing impact of that. People just want to be there, you know, rubbing elbows with people. You're like, I got to get myself in front of everybody's eyes, millions of people across the world here.
Yeah, and you know what's so beautiful about it? Those are really my teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 49ers, I'm on the 50-yard line. The Warriors, I'm courtside. The Giants, I'm behind home plate. You know what I'm saying? I sit with the owner, my man Larry Barrett. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when hockey, you know, I love the Sharks. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know, they got a big mirror with the Sharks play it of me on the wall in San Jose. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I love the earthquakes. You feel what I'm saying? So all these are just my teams. Just so happen that they win it. Everybody, you know, if one of them gonna win every year or something, are they gonna be in the runnings of something? Because right now my Giants is going crazy, and I assume it's gonna be the same thing as my San Francisco 40 Timers, and also, you understand me, the Warriors as well. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Warriors had that great run. You know, it was a little bit of a sad ending this year, but I feel like Steph and Draymond and Clay, they'll all be back. things will get in the right direction there.
We're gonna be back, man. You know, we got some of the younger players. They're gonna be back. You know what I'm saying? And they ready to play, man. I think it's gonna be. You know, I think we got it because we was good this year. You know.
Yeah.
You know,
It was basically just Steph and Draymond and a bunch of random guys at times.
they play so great together, and I truly believe that both of them dudes is Hall of Famers for sure. You know what I'm saying? Draymond, his defense and just his way of thinking and his everything he does is smart out there on the court. You know, he might lose his temper every once in a while because he's so competitive. You know, but at the same time, that man, he had valid points. You know, I told him he got another career even after this and being a sports I say commentator or analyst or you know what I'm saying, like ESPN or you know what I mean, any of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
But he's know that because so many people told him because he do such a great job. I feel like Steph Curry is the GOAT. Like at the end of the day, they will see this man is top 3 for sure. Like they're gonna see because it's right there. Like I ain't never seen
the game. I mean, changed the whole way the thing goes now.
Come on, man. He all the kids look up to him too, man. They love Steph. You know, who wouldn't love, man, that man do his thing. You know, the kids look up to Steph like they did with Iverson. Like he was a cool basketball player. You know what I'm saying? Steph is his finesse and how his swag and everything he do out there on the court. And he's a great human being overall, period.
Before we let you go, when you think about everything you've built, whether it's the Wine and Spirits empire, the music, everything you've been doing, what are you most proud of when you think about your life and career?
Longevity, still being with my wife since high school. You know, my kids, you know, respecting me, being in the business with me. I got them in the food, beverage, and everything I got, they in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm breeding them. They Stevens too. I'm breeding them to be, you know, another me, you know, because they do music, they producers as well, and they rap. They do it all, but it ain't so much of that what they're into. Their producers highly intelligent. And so, you know what I'm saying? Everything that I got going, they're locked in as well. So it's, you know, I'm just trying to build generational wealth and become an empire, you know, a dynasty in everything that I do, you know, a big empire of everything, bro. So I'm just overexcited. And my biggest accomplishment, I feel, is the longevity, just for still being here, still be able to stream. I stream just as much as, you know, some of the newer rappers. You know, it might not be, you know, millions, but I stream it. I make a nice change per month, you know, just on my catalog. And you know, people love my music still. I'm ahead of my time. I've always been ahead of my time, and I'm always come different. I'm not gonna be like everybody else. I'm gonna fit in. I might do some music similar as far as the way the music sound is going, but it'll never be another E-40. I'm too throw like a frisbee, bro.
That's a perfect place to leave it. E-40, really nice to meet you, man. Thanks for the time and best of luck going forward, all right?
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.